Hi, my name is Veronique. I'm from the Netherlands, so known as Holland. I went to kindergarten when I was about 3 years old. Here is mandatory to go to kindergarten at 3 years old before you start elementary school as a way for the kids to socialize with other kids in case they haven't socialized before at like a daycare or something, but also to learn the Dutch language in case the kids come from a non-native Dutch-speaking family. When they start elementary school when they're about 4, on the day you turn 4, actually. So whether that's in April or October or September or January, you start elementary school at the age of 4. The first year is like an introduction. You take all the classes and everything else, but it's not as mandatory as it is from 5 years old. From 5 years old, it's mandatory. You're also not allowed to take any days outside of the regular school vacations. There at elementary school, there is grade 1 through 8. So you leave elementary school around the age of 12. For some, it's 11 if they skip a grade. For some, it's 13 if they're being held back for whatever reason. In the 8th grade, so when you're about 11 or 12, you get a week of testing, which is also commonly called the CITO, CITO, and it determines your level of intelligence, basically, and the level of your personal development, and it also determines what level of high school you go to, because after our elementary school, at the age of 12, you go to high school. So like I said, the testing determines the level of high schools. There are 3 possibilities. Either it's called VMBO, which is more focused on the trade like professions. So it's a very practical, very hands-on type of high school. Then there's the one called HAVO, which is more geared towards the applied sciences. And then there's VWO, which is more geared towards the more theoretical research, I'd say. The first 3 years in high school, I went to VWO, the more theoretical one. The first 3 years of VWO are the same for everyone. They're very general. You get all the introductory courses, a number of languages. So in Holland, the languages that all students get in high school are Dutch, English, French, and German. In VWO, you also get Greek and Latin. And then there's the other more general classes such as math, well, you name it, introductions in physics, biology, etc. And then in the 3rd year, you decide on a specialization. There are 4 specializations. So the first one is languages and social studies. The second one is economy, management, and social studies. The third one is biology and physics and advanced math. And the fourth one is physics, chemistry, and extreme advanced math. And the reason that they do this is you choose one of the specializations that are suitable for what you want to be later. So for example, if you study the physics, chemistry, and extreme advanced math specialization, you can basically get into any major you'd like. So whether that be pre-med, law school, the languages, so if you wanted to study, for example, Dutch or French or German, you would have to maybe take some extra classes, which are a possibility, but you can basically go to or study any major you'd like. However, if you, for example, studied economics, management, and social studies like I did, I would have to do an additional testing for me to be able to be enrolled in med school. So basically after the 3rd year in high school, and I think you're about 15, you already kind of have to decide on what you want to be later and basically choose your specialization based on that. With VWO, I ended my high school when I was 18. However, if you have the first level, so it's VMBO, the more trade school like high school, you leave high school at 16. HAVO, the middle one, applied sciences one, you leave it at 17. And like I said, the more theoretical VWO one is at 18. And then depending on, of course, the level of high school, that also determines the level of further education you will do. So for example, the lower level one, you generally go straight to work or enroll in like a more hands-on kind of program, like a trade school, like for example, many of the construction workers, car mechanics, stuff like that, or professions like that are generally from VMBO. Then there's HAVO, which are the applied sciences, so it's still like communication studies, etc. It's just more applied. And then with the VMBO or VWO, you go straight to university, which I did, and that's the more theoretical majors. So it is possible to get from VMBO to all the way to the university. It's just it requires extra years of studying after you're done with high school. So there's definitely a way for people to move up if they'd like. Also, the first year in high school is based on the testing they did in elementary school, but it is possible for that to change depending on the performance of the kid during that first year. So, and then during university, you can choose from any of the same majors that they have in the US. And then basically after that, you can choose to either work or continue on with a different major. Generally, all our programs are about 3 years for a bachelor's and then a 1-year master's. And they're all subsidized by our government. So our yearly tuition for university is 1,700 euros, no matter the major. And also there's, I believe, no difference between the bachelor's and the master's when it comes to tuition. But I hope this answers all of your questions. If you need any more information, just let me know.